You can read a book and say as to where we moved on from one species onto another species. So a lot of things can happen just by looking at the viral elements that are there in the human genome, and looking at this human virus engagement that has been going on since time immemorial. This is not the first time that it has happened. We've seen the corona family have these engagements earlier on. Exactly 100 years ago, in 1919, we had the Spanish flu, the influenza pandemic that took place, which also was a corona family member. So it is exactly after 100 years that we got COVID-19. There are two different sets of viruses. Now the DNA virus is far more what we call stable. Like you have the hepatitis B. Hepatitis B is a DNA virus. Now what happens with DNA viruses, they do not mutate or they do not change very quickly. The RNA viruses are much more labile in that they change very quickly. And because of this difference between the RNA and DNA viruses, the vaccines against the DNA virus, I'm using the vaccine as a yardstick to discuss the differences. So the vaccine against the hepatitis B virus is far more long lasting, because the DNA virus, that is the hepatitis B virus, does not change. So if you have a hepatitis B vaccination, you take your schedule and more or less the rest of your life you will be immune against the hepatitis B virus, because the virus itself is not changing. It is a double-stranded what you call virus, so it's got two strands and each strand is locked into each other. On the other hand, if you look at the RNA virus, it's just a single strand. And because it's a single strand, it can break, it can remold, it can mutate from one generation to another generation. And in fact, in COVID-19, the fidelity is less than what you call 90%. That means once a COVID virus enters you and infects you, the children that it is forming, its progeny, will be less than 90% of them will be similar to the mother what you call virus that has infected you. So the fidelity is very low. So what is happening is the RNA virus is changing very quickly, and the influenza and the corona group of viruses are basically RNA viruses. So what happens is that they change very quickly. So what you're having here is you're having the old generation going out, and by the end of 1 year you are having the same virus progeny, that is the next subsequent generation, which are very different from the parent generation. So you've got an entire generational change. So 1 year down the line, you will not have, in all probability, the mother viruses that existed 1 year ago or in January, for example, anymore in December that year. So many people believe that this is sort of a new virus that has come. I don't fully agree with that idea. What I say is that's the way the RNA viruses reproduce, and that's the way that their life cycle proceeds. Well, there are two things that we are looking at whenever we are trying to create a vaccine. Is we will have less than 100% efficacy. That means all the vaccines that have been produced since time immemorial, since we have started producing vaccines, do not have 100% effectivity. So we are going to have less than 100% effectivity. That means you will have the vaccines helping certain part of those who are vaccinated and not being able to help certain part of those who are being vaccinated. So efficacy itself has a problem, and given that efficacy will be less than 100%, there will be a percentage of people who will not get the protection of the vaccine, and they will get infected and they will develop disease. Of the people who will get protection from the vaccine, one has to keep in mind that the vaccine is not a bullet. You don't store the vaccine in your body as a bullet, and whenever coronavirus comes to you, you use that bullet against the coronavirus. What the vaccine does is that it uses parts of the coronavirus, and it ensures that your immune system develops a response to those portions of the coronavirus, and the coronavirus, when it comes into your body, your immune system is now prepared to ensure that it can create havoc with the coronavirus on those parts of the coronavirus, not the entire virus. So for this, you require good nutrition.